Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for October 22nd, 2012. It's a Monday, but hey, at least the weather's pretty nice, with temperatures ranging in the lower to mid 40s over the interior, a few upper 30s in northeastern Pennsylvania, and mid to upper 40s along the coast. We're even around 50 degrees approaching the New York City metropolitan area and the Philadelphia metropolitan area, and we have very low humidity. Basically, a perfect fall day is setting up for the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, and we could thank high pressure for the wonderful conditions. In fact, by this afternoon, we'll be rising into the mid to upper 60s, with many locations pushing or at least touching 70 degrees, especially around the Philadelphia metropolitan area. So let's take a look at the infrared satellite picture. And as you can see, high pressure is in full control. This high pressure system will shift towards the coast by tonight and set up off of the east coast tomorrow, leading to tranquil weather conditions. Temperatures tonight will fall into the upper 40s to lower 50s over many locations, mid 40s over the northern interior. And then this cold front right here will move through the region tomorrow evening into early Wednesday morning with a few isolated showers, not really much of an impact, and really not much of an air mass change, as winds will remain from the southwest by Wednesday afternoon, leading to temperatures jumping back into the upper 60s to mid 70s. That's right, mid 70s. But don't get used to this weather for too long, because some stormy weather conditions may be evolving by the end of this upcoming weekend and certainly by early next week. I'll get into that next. Now, let's take a look at the water vapor satellite picture throughout all of North America. A few interesting features here. One, this upper level low here and this upper level low here. These two upper level lows are leading to a significant blocking in the northern Atlantic, which basically means the pattern over the eastern United States and really much of North America starts to slow down. This is a tropical disturbance that will eventually become entrained in this trough and help enhance the intensity of this entire trough here. Then this features another tropical disturbance that could become a tropical depression or even a storm in the next 48 hours. This tropical disturbance could mean a lot of trouble for the eastern United States, maybe, if everything works out just right. I'll get to that in a second. Next, we have another strong disturbance that is entering the west coast that will lift up into western Canada and then dive south into the Mississippi River Valley and eventually the southeast by the end of this upcoming weekend. So we have a very interesting dynamic weather pattern setting up. We have a lot cold air building up in Canada, and that's going to drop south towards the northern plains. We have a tropical disturbance developing in the eastern and central Caribbean that's expected to be pulled north by this trough. So you have two very different types of air masses potentially interacting with each other. Now, there's a lot of factors here that we don't know. We don't know exactly how this disturbance is going to develop, whether it's going to become a tropical storm or hurricane, what impacts it'll have on Cuba, and whether it will even survive the passage over Cuba. And we don't know the track or speed of this tropical disturbance over the next 5 to 7 days. We also don't know just how strong this disturbance is going to be by the time it dives into the Mississippi River Valley, and just how dynamic and cold that air will be from Canada. So there's a lot of factors we don't know yet. So it's important not to jump the gun yet, saying that this is going to be a historic storm or powerful storm that many media areas have been advertising. There's a lot we don't know. It's an interesting setup, that is for sure. But like I said, there is a lot, I mean a lot, we don't know. So we have to wait and see exactly to see how this evolves. When we take a look at the model guidance, first we're going to start from yesterday evening. You can see our trough exiting off the east coast. High pressure is in control. Very comfortable weather conditions are going to be in place for today and for tomorrow, with high pressure again in complete and total control. For Wednesday, again, that weak cold front will try to move through with a few isolated showers, but nothing really significant on Wednesday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, we'll be drying out. High pressure will be in control for the most part, and what we will be seeing is some very warm temperatures. Meanwhile, here's our tropical disturbance trying to get its act together. Now, again, we're going to see exactly how this develops, especially as it's moving over Jamaica and later Cuba. Cuba is very mountainous, and it has a potential of tearing up tropical systems. So this could end up being nothing more than just a tropical disturbance or remnant low. By the time we move into Thursday, high pressure remains in control. Tranquil weather conditions remain over the northern mid-Atlantic. We'll be enjoying temperatures pretty much near to slightly above normal in the lower to mid 60s for highs, mid 40s to lower 50s for lows. On Friday, again, high pressure in control, but notice our disturbance is lifting to the north. Now, again, we have no idea how well it survives Cuba. We're just making a guess based on what the model guidance is suggesting here. But when it comes to tropical disturbances, there's always a huge wild card here. Meanwhile, here's our strong disturbance diving into the Mississippi River Valley. Notice the trough is starting to go negatively tilted. Theoretically, if this trough goes negatively tilted with this tropical disturbance lifting north, the two will interact. And we start to see that as we move forward later in the forecast period. You see how this trough kind of opens up here as it's getting pulled to the north, kind of like a magnet. So here's our storm rapidly intensifying if, again, it develops just as the model suggests. Meanwhile, here's our cold Arctic air diving into the northern plains. And notice already the thermal gradient setting up over the Ohio River Valley. Pretty intense. About a 10-degree thermal gradient, even stronger as you move into the Great Lakes, between this polar air mass and the more tropical type air mass setting up. And even more tropical air, obviously, over the southern, southeastern coast of the United States. So we have all this interaction setting up, and towards the end of the forecast period, you get a phase starting to develop along the east coast. Again, if this develops as suggested, if this dives right into perfect place in the Ohio River Valley, interacting at just the right time, not to kick this out, but instead phase it into one complete, total nasty, very nasty low pressure system, then you end up with plenty of tropical moisture interacting with a polar to Arctic air mass diving into the Great Lakes, a thermal gradient that's intensifying over the eastern United States, and as a result, you end up with this mess on Monday, the day before Halloween, with this storm lifting up towards the northern mid-Atlantic with very strong winds, powerful heavy downpours, storm surge, and look at the thermal gradient ranging anywhere from 15 to 20 degrees Celsius in the thermal gradient, and very strong winds at 850 millibars. Again, this whole evolution is based on everything setting up just right, which is why I'm trying to be as blunt as I possibly can. There's a lot we don't know. Something we have to keep an eye on, but nothing to rush out to the store yet to get a bunch of supplies. There's a lot of interesting dynamics here. I could easily see this just kicking out into the Atlantic with nothing more than a few scattered showers on Monday, and I could see this becoming a major storm for the East Coast. So we're going to have to sit back and see exactly how this evolves, because the day before Halloween, even Halloween, could be rather nasty around the northern mid-Atlantic. I'll keep you abreast and see exactly how this evolves, and of course I'll use the observations and let you know what's going on. That is your forecast for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.